It's time to talk to the legend herself, Coach Kim Mulkey. Coach Mulkey, what's going on? How we feeling on this frigid Tuesday morning?
Well, you get your rear end handed to
Yeah,
you, and you
yeah.
get beat, and then you look outside, and it's all dreary and cold. So you just hope the sun will come out tomorrow, right?
Well, and Coach, I know that you obviously you loathe losing. You don't build the resume or the career that you have without having that trait. But it was interesting listening to you kind of break things down in the post game where it didn't sound like you hated your team's effort or energy levels. Did you just feel that Auburn maybe scored a bit higher in those regards than did your squad?
Auburn, we knew would get in passing lanes, and they would play hard, and they did that. Auburn probably made some shots that they haven't made all year, but your adrenaline's flowing. They had for the second week in or second game in a row, we're breaking records on the road. They
Yeah.
never have those kind of crowds. And what happened to us at Auburn, not to take anything away from Auburn. They deserved to win. They jumped on us from start and they never stopped. We responded a little bit in the first half, went in at halftime with the lead. We have possession going into the second half, third quarter. We don't get a good shot. We just did not have it that day, and a lot of that has to do with Auburn. We missed 9 free throws. We missed 12 layups. If you just make a third of those, you only lost by 5. We had no leadership in critical moments on the floor. We had no person to calm us down and say, we're okay. And it's a case where we didn't get to practice yesterday. We had to give them the day off. And so we'll get in the film room today and obviously watch Auburn things. But then we've got to move on to Alabama.
Coach, you mentioned that leadership. One of the things after the game, and obviously it's a team game, but Angel Reese did take to social media and said, this one is on me. We're going to be good. Go Tigers. And to see her take that kind of leadership, does that help, knowing that you mentioned like you'd maybe want to see more of that on the court at the end of the game?
Well, everybody wondered why I had Angel with the ball in her hands in a 1-4 flat to try to tie the ball game.
Yeah.
I would never normally do that. But you have to make split-second decisions. And through the course of the game, guys, this is what was taking place. We were struggling to make a pass from the point guard to the wing because we wouldn't make the extra effort to go stack, use the screen to get open. Then when we did catch it on the wing, those posts are only going to be open a couple of seconds. We weren't able to deliver the ball to them because of the pressure on us at the wing. And so I'm thinking, I want Angel to take this shot. Now, if we go do what we normally do, am I ever even going to get the ball to her? Because that's how it was the whole game. Everything was just difficult and hard for us. And I give credit to Auburn for that. So Angel had the ball in her hands, and I said, you stay right there, and I'm going to let you take it. That way she doesn't have to give it up, and we have a shot to win the game. But she got stripped. Looking back on it, you can question what you might have done differently. All coaches do that. But at the end of the day, that was my thought process was if I don't let her just do it right here, she may never touch the ball again because we struggled the whole game.
Well, and I mean, look, it's impossible to argue with that logic. I guess that's one of the weirder parts about coaching, right, is like it's such how we judge it on this side is all based on the results, and we don't always give a lot of credence into the logic behind the decision, which can be good even if sometimes the results don't work out. But coming out of this game, so you mentioned things like not being able to get the ball in the post, and I know you talked after the game as well about how you just felt like it was pass screen shot, not really reversing it, not really getting into that flow. And then you also now just referenced maybe a lack of leadership on the court. Which of those problems do you find is more fixable?
I think they're all fixable. I just think we got caught up into trying to make the spectacular quick shot versus just calmness. Some of that is experience, being put in that setting before. Some of it was just frustration. Some of it was how good Auburn was playing. But it got our attention. And I didn't think we were going to go undefeated the rest of the year. Who does? Mm-hmm. But you need to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Auburn had not won an SEC game. What this team has to understand, the new ones, which we have a lot of new ones, other than Angel and Flage and Poa, the new ones don't understand the target on your back. The target is just not, guys, that we won the national championship. Target is, it's personal with some of these kids you play against because some of them wanted to come to LSU and play. Mm-hmm. Some of it is the way we play, the celebrity of some of these kids on social media. You brought this extra attention to yourself, so you're going to get just a little bit more from teams. Mm-hmm. And I think you're seeing that. And they have to be able to be ready for that.
Coach, next time out going against Alabama, 15-4 overall, and they've won a couple of SEC games already as well. What's kind of maybe the early scouting report on Alabama?
Well, they're shooting that ball pretty darn good from the three. And I know Christy very well. She and I work together at Louisiana Tech. She'll have her team ready to go. They may or not have the athleticism that Auburn does on getting in passing lanes and things like that, but they're fundamentally sound. They beat Louisville in non-conference. They have a very, very good team. Now, they lost their last game against Arkansas, but, Christy knows the Alabama-LSU rivalry. She will have her kids ready to go. I'm certain they'll be looking at the Auburn film and see where they can exploit us. But, it's going to be no different than any other game. They're coming off a loss. We're coming off a loss, and we both need a win.
And when you kind of mentioned getting these new faces to understand the target on the back, the pressure that comes with the celebrity and everything else. So when you have Michaela Williams or Haley Van Lith kind of struggle in the way that they did, how do you, like in football, we always talk about the old one snap and clear mantra, right? Doesn't matter if you were good or bad the last snap. All that matters is the next snap. Do you have something similar that you try to hammer into these players?
Well, first of all, I'm glad those two kids are on our team. Those two kids are outstanding players, and they belong to us, and we love them. You're going to have bad games. That's just part of it. If the bad game bothers you for a period of time, you'll do something about it. If that bad game is just, no big deal, you're going to continue to have bad games. Great players want to fix and apologize and show that that's just a bad game, and you know what? I'm going to flush it, and I'm going to do better, but it bothers me. It bothers me that I turned it over. It bothers me that my guy got an offensive board with the game on the line. It bothers me that I let my team down. If you have that mindset, you're going to be fine.
Coach, best of luck this Thursday, 8 p.m. in Tuscaloosa, then returning home for a great game against Arkansas this Sunday in the PMAC, 4 p.m. Pack out the PMAC. Coach, there's been a lot of news in Tuscaloosa recently. It seems like a great chance for him to introduce some of those new coaches. I'm sure the setting's going to be as wild as ever down there for y'all.
Well, it has been on the road. I can't explain it other than I told somebody I've been doing this a long time. I've taken national championship teams into places. This is off the charts crazy what we're seeing on the road, and it's because of these young ladies, their social media accounts. They're little celebrities, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing for the opponent's attendance.
Yeah,
most of them have been record-breaking attendance, but they're not getting those crowds until LSU shows up. So we're going to take a little credit for that, but you better be able to respond to it, and you better be ready to play because you're on somebody else's home floor.
Hell yeah. And it makes you stronger in the end, right? I mean, dealing with that
It
pressure week
does.
in and week out.
It
sure.
does. It does. But we've got tough games here. You've got Arkansas Sunday. You turn around and what is it? ESPN is sending their crew for the South Carolina game. What is it they do? College game
College
day.
game
will be
day.
here.
Yeah, that's right. That's going to be the PMA. That's
for
going to
that-
be next Thursday. Not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, January 25th, 7 p.m., y'all. So go ahead and mark your calendars for that.
So that's a good thing. Honestly, all the years I've coached, I've never had that with any of my teams, and
That's
so we
amazing.
need to do it up. We need to do it up right at LSU, and I know we will. But let's not worry about that. Let's just put that out there. But we got to focus on Alabama and then get ready for Arkansas.